What's up, YouTube? This is CJ.
And Sarah.
It's a Wednesday night, and that means it's time for another Keto
Conversation.
So let's get started. Alright, so tonight we're going to do something a little bit different. What's this called?
Our food or what we're doing?
No, what we're doing, the way we eat.
I have understood that it's like a mukbang. Mukbang. It's usually
it's
Asian eating
Korean.
show.
That's Korean.
Yes. And sometimes it will be people consuming a lot of food or junk food, but we're making it a keto mukbang.
Yes.
Because we are eating a recipe that we prepared to go up on our channel.
Yep.
So we are having German stir fry. So look forward to that.
All right. So this week's topic is we want to kind of address some of you guys might have experienced or might be even now currently experiencing a plateau
stall.
Or
There's
keto stall. There's different names.
Or even just a, I guess the technical term for it would be homeostasis, where your body has just found a set weight for a period of time, and that's kind of where you are. And so what we're going to be discussing tonight is 4 reasons why that's not necessarily a bad thing, or that it can be a positive thing, even if that's how you choose to look at it.
Yeah, and I know some of you guys, when you just heard Sarah say that, you're like, what the hell? Are you serious?
Stalls are not positive!
Yeah. So, but this is a pretty interesting article that we found at the KetoEvangelist.com. I shouldn't call him an evangelist, he's an evangelist.
And the person who wrote the article is named Mandy Pagano. And this was based on her personal experience. And I thought it was such valuable information when I found it that that's why I wanted to have a keto conversation about it.
Yeah. And so it's actually called 4 Reasons Your Stall Might Not Be So Bad. Okay? 4 reasons your stall might not be so bad. All right. So like I said, we read through this, but we're going to kind of go through this and talk about it as we go.
Right. So the first reason is that your body is getting healthy. And I don't know about you, but if you started the ketogenic lifestyle with health problems like CJ did, someone starting out with type 2 diabetes,
type 2
high blood pressure, high cholesterol, whatever the case may be, or just the side effects from being obese, sore joints, being out of breath, aches and pains, just all different kinds of things could be, a problem.
Right.
And so when you come a certain way with your keto lifestyle and you've lost a significant amount of weight, then a lot of those issues resolve themselves. Your diabetes goes away, you don't have as many aches and pains, not as much inflammation. And so your body is still continuing to work on getting you healthy, and healthy people lose weight easier. So sometimes your body needs to take a pause and take in everything that you've already accomplished and continue to make itself healthy. Right.
Now, I know that might be hard for some of us to accept because we start keto, we want to lose weight, we have success, we've stuck with keto, we've been able to stick with it, we love the lifestyle, and then we hit this. It slows down.
Which can sometimes drive people to think, oh, well, this is not a long-term solution, or, this has stopped working and I need to try something else.
Right, and then you spend all this time, and we're kind of getting into the next point. Then you start spending a lot of time making adjustments, and you start thinking, what am I doing wrong? I must be doing this wrong.
I'm eating dairy, I'm eating too many artificial sweeteners.
Right. And sometimes it's just your body saying, hey, we need to slow down and
because losing weight is a stressor.
Yeah.
Your body thinks, we can't do this. We need X amount of weight in case we have a famine. Your body is still operating on Paleolithic times where you might need to conserve energy in the form of body fat in case you had a time where you were going without food, or there was, pestilence or cold or anything else. And so a lot of times your body gets a little bit concerned, especially because you generally on the ketogenic diet will lose weight fairly quickly the first year or 2. So,
right. So, a stall though, I guess we should just say this. Everyone experiences a stall at some point.
Yes.
It's just inevitable. It's just something that's part of the territory. It's not only just part of the keto.
I was just going to say that.
It's not just part of keto.
It's any diet that you would go on.
Type of diet that you're on.
Even if you had some kind of stomach procedure, gastric bypass or something like that, even people who undergo those kinds of things will eventually slow down in their weight loss. So even surgery, you're going to have what would be considered a plateau, a period of time where you stop losing weight for a while.
Right. So it's just a normal part of losing weight. All right, so the next point is a stall may be good because your mind is getting stronger.
You're coming to grips with your new person.
Yeah.
Your new self.
Yeah. You are.
And like we discussed before, a lot of us still have, fat eyes. We still have body issues that we're thinking about. And, so sometimes, even with day-to-day stress, that can be a battle on its own. So a lot of times you need that time where you're in this period of time where you're stalled or you're not actively losing weight to try and readjust your mind to your new self.
Sure. And it can be an adjustment. It's great to lose weight, but a lot of times mentally it takes a while for us to catch up. And as Sarah mentioned, we talked about the fat eyes video that we did, or the saying that we have. And I still deal with that, now. Because sometimes we forget how much progress we've made.
I tell you, sometimes you find old pictures.
Yeah, sometimes you forget because you live with your body every day. You're carrying it around.
Right, and you look in the mirror and
right.
Maybe it seems slow to you.
Yeah, so sometimes I swear sometimes we forget the amount of progress that we've made. And I don't know if it's just a mental thing, but I know that I have to constantly remind myself that, I have changed a lot. And I've lost a lot. And I need to celebrate that. But mentally, I need to get... So sometimes mentally, I have to get right in my head that, hey, you know what? I'm doing well. Things are working. My body's healing. And
once again, we need to stress that it doesn't necessarily have anything to do with you. You're not doing anything wrong.
Exactly.
This is a natural progression of a weight loss journey. It's just like even if you were to go on a regular journey, say you went on a designated trail in a national park. There's little spots, little lookouts, little benches. There's little things for you as you're walking on this path to maybe take a seat, take a couple pictures, or look out and see the view.
Or to rest.
It's the same thing with this journey. Sometimes you need a little pit stop. You need these little breaks to prepare yourself both physically and mentally to continue then on your trail or on your journey.
Right. So what's the next point?
This is a really good one. Number 2.
Your expectations might be unrealistic. Why is that so good, Sarah?
What Mandy said in this article, I'm going to read you the first sentence of this paragraph.
Okay.
She says, I'm going to tell you another secret many times. What's culturally considered healthy and fit is a pile of bunk. And she is correct. Because in the society that we live in, whether you live in the U.S., if you live in a first world country, then you are probably constantly bombarded with what is the general perception of an ideal.
Right.
So the media, TV, it's constant advertising, movie stars, sports heroes, you name it.
Right.
I mean, even if you're just walking down the mall, Victoria's Secret models, the posters on the outside of the windows. So everywhere we go, we're constantly bombarded by this image of what maybe we think is our ideal. And maybe we try and attain that, and maybe that's not what's healthy for us, not just mentally, but
physically. Maybe
that's not what we are meant to look like physically. And both CJ and I are middle-aged, if you will, you know, so what we looked like when we were 20 is not necessarily something that is attainable now. So there's a lot of your expectation that has to be readjusted. Yeah. And that can be difficult. Yeah. But this, you know, is something that needs to be discussed.
Yeah, and I think it's important that you really come to grips with, well, just accept who you are, just like you are today, at this very moment. And, you know...
Be grateful for that.
Be grateful for that. I look at so many videos of folks and that are in the keto community and how they've lost weight and how they really changed. And sometimes it's just important to accept where you are today.
Yeah.
And not be all worried about, again, what society thinks or what your ideal picture in your head is. Just celebrate today.
Yeah.
The progress that you've made, how you look today.
Well, and sometimes it's difficult too because a lot of people start out at significantly overweight. So even when they lose 100 pounds, then, you know, maybe society would still consider you overweight, not knowing how far you've already come.
Exactly.
So, and like the article mentioned too, you know, the reality is that the majority of the people that we see in images and in Hollywood and that kind of thing, they're not necessarily healthy. They're underweight or they have other practices that aren't healthy for a human body. But we don't see that, you know, and a lot of things are photoshopped and things like that. And so it's not reality. Mm-hmm. And so we're trying to put ourselves into something that is not reality.
All right. So it's important that you have realistic expectations just about yourself.
About what your body could possibly look like.
What your body can look like. I know we've talked about this before. You know, what happens when we, I don't know, get done?
Yeah.
Whatever that means. You know, what do we do then?
Right.
And, you know, for me, I think some of that might mean maybe I need to start lifting weights more and just to see what I can do. But I don't think I'm ever going to look like, you know, Goody Beats. I could, maybe, but I don't think so.
Thomas DeLauer.
Yeah. Maybe. But, you know, I've got realistic expectations for what I think is possible for me. And
you have your genetics, too.
Right, and it's just another phase in the process that I believe is going to happen as I continue on this journey.
Right. So the last point is that your view of yourself might be unreliable. And this goes along with some of the points we already mentioned. And it goes back to the fat eyes, like we already talked about.
Yes.
A lot of times when you lose a significant amount of weight, or even if you're getting close to your goal, is you still picture yourself as the way you were before you started this journey.
Right, and so that's why we say it's unreliable.
Right, so you have a mental image of yourself that does not really correspond with the reality of what your body looks like right now.
Exactly.
And, you know, and you take pictures or you see yourself on video, it's still not the same as other people see you. Sometimes I'll still see a picture of myself. This happened the other day at my daughter's birthday party, and I thought, oh my God, I have so far to go on my keto journey.
Right.
And then I sit back and I realize, okay, this was a screenshot from a video, and it's a wide angle lens, and you just need to sometimes come in and remember how far you've come and try. It's a hard thing to get over.
Yeah, it is. And then
you have to do that.
So, you know, and when Sarah was kind of going through this over the weekend, you know, I'm constantly telling Sarah, you look great, you know, but she doesn't think that I'm reliable,
right?
Reliable source because I love you,
and we were in love with each other. We fell in love when we were significantly overweight.
We were overweight, and so she doesn't think that I'm a reliable source for that type of comment to her.
Right.
But we can clearly look at pictures,
right,
and see the difference.
Yes,
you know, but again, your view of yourself might be unreliable, and you need to realize that. That's important.
The point of this is that we need to take these stall periods as an opportunity to work on these things. Try and get over some of the things that we mentioned.
Right.
Some of the ways that we look at ourselves. Remembering that we're trying to make ourselves healthier and continuing to do that. So hopefully this is just kind of like a little pep talk. That's what we wanted it to be.
That's what we wanted it to be.
Because everyone's going to go through it.
Yes.
Especially on the ketogenic lifestyle.
Yes, sure.
There's lots of people that I've listened to recently on podcasts that talk about this very phenomena. Well, they will lose a significant amount of weight on keto, and then even a couple of years later, even without trying, they'll lose another 10 or 20 pounds.
For a month.
We're talking, it can take a while for you to finish this journey. So it's hard not to be impatient.
Sure.
But if we continue to look at all of the ways that we've changed and are still changing, then that will keep us ketoing on.
Yep. And that's what you need to do. You just need to continue on the journey.
Hopefully this helps. Yeah. And please, feel free to write in the comments your experiences, how far you are on your keto journey, how you're feeling, maybe some things that have helped you, or ways you can help other people, because this is a community, and that's why we do this. That's why we talk about these things, is to help each other.
Right, exactly. Right. So, again, this is the Keto... If you just happened here tonight... and
we are eating during the Keto Conversation.
Right. This is our Keto Conversation segment that we do every Wednesday, but we do new recipes every Sunday. And so, take a look around our channel and consider subscribing. Hit the notification bell so that you know when we release new videos.
Come back and see us. Yeah. Come back and eat with us. Come back and talk with us.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.
Bye. Peace. Hey, we both did it that time.
Yeah.